And our learning target says I can find excuse me, the solutions to a quadratic by factoring. So that's what we're going to be able to do by the end of the class period. And our solutions are when our y value is what?
0.
0. Good. Take a point. So we're trying to find x when y is 0. Is everybody ready, or do we need a mo? I love it when we answer me. Okay.
Un momento. Ya.
Okay. Are you ready now? Okay. Now, what does our quadratic have to be equal to whenever we're trying to solve it? 0. So, you guys hear that, right?
Yes.
Pájaro
Is there a pig loose?
Some got vacation. Some of the birds do. Pájaro me.
No pig. Good. I don't. There was a pig loose at my old school on farm day. And goats. It was a lot of fun. I enjoyed it. Alright. Our first one, come on Blair. Y squared plus y equals 20. Why? Okay, so can we subtract 20 and move this over here?
Yes.
We can. That's what we have to do first. So we have to get it equal to 0. We subtract 20. Can we combine 20 with any of these?
No.
Why?
Does not have
Yes, they're not like terms. So we write it as y squared plus y minus 20 is equal to 0. Now, how are we solving these? Are we solving it by graphing or by factoring? And does anybody remember how we factor a trinomial? So tell me. Besides you. Thank you. Star method. Both of you take a point. You don't get to cheat just because you were in here last period.
I wasn't paying attention last period.
Lies. Alright, so draw your star. Who remembers, besides Reggie, and Brandon's answered a couple of times, so shh. What goes in the top of our star? Damien? Positive 20 or negative 20? Negative 20. Good. Take a point. And what goes in the bottom of our star? Uno. 1. Because what number is in front of y? 1. Good. And what goes in the top left and right? 1. And you can write a y if you want to. But you don't have to. Alright, what two numbers multiply to give us 20, but add to give us, or give us negative 20, but add to give us 1? 4 and 5. But if we use 4 and 5, and we need negative 20 and positive 1, which one's going to be positive and which one's going to be negative? If we let 5 be negative, what's negative 5 plus 4? 4 is going to be negative. Why is 4 negative? Because you need to get positive 1. Can y'all see that yellow?
Not really, but yeah.
It's being. Is the red better?
Yes.
Okay. Alright, now who remembers once I filled in my star, what I do? We don't reduce them. What do I plug it into?
Y squared plus y.
Nope. Nope.
Gotta see what goes 5.
Nope.
With that.
Uno y menos 4.
Paréntesis. No.
Like this?
Ajá.
And then
1y más 5.
equals.
0.
Good. Take a point.
Oh.
Look at you go. Alright, so remember you put it in parentheses. Now, this is where you solve it, and this is where things change. So we know how to use the star method. We know how to put it in parentheses. But this time it's equal to what?
0.
So now what you do is you split them up. You take y minus 4 and you set it equal to 0, and y plus 5 and set it equal to 0. And then what do you think you're going to do? You're going to solve them.
Oh.
So what would I do here to get y by itself? And y equals? Alright, Brandon, give somebody else a chance. What do I do next?
Subtract the 5.
Subtract the 5. Both of you get a point. And y equals?
Do we have a point?
Yep. And these are your solutions. That's it. We're going to add the graphing to it tomorrow. But yeah, that's all you do. So we're still factoring. We're still practicing our factoring skills. And then tomorrow we're going to add it with graphing. Which we already know how to do that, right? Did you just say no? Oh, okay. I was about to be like, what have we been doing for 2 weeks? You did say no. Are you just being sassy back there? Alright, are we ready for our next one? Okay. I thought you just said miss, like you had a question. Sorry. X squared minus 6x. That is not an x. That is an x, kind of. That is supposed to be an x. I'm really sorry. I don't know why I wrote a 7. Equals 27.
Can't do that. I know what you can do though.
Tell
You
me.
gotta, you gotta add 6 or subtract 27.
Well, pick one.
I don't know. It's not.
You said
Just fun, I'm saying.
we're trying to get all of this equal to 0, right?
X squared minus.
So how would I move this over here with its friends?
Negativo.
Oh, you gotta, subtract.
Everybody gets a point because we all answered. And then you get x squared minus 6x minus 27 equals 0. And now, star method. What goes in the top of my star? Good, take a point. What goes in the bottom of my star?
1.
And what goes in the top left and right? Can I write x if I want to? If I'm feeling fancy.
3 times 7 is 27.
3 times 7 is not 27.
That's what I said 3 and 9. You said 3 and 7. Put on here.
Okay, weirdos. Mister? 9, 3. And which one is negative?
Negativo.
Why?
Because.
Más grande.
But why?
3 menos negativo 9 es negativo 3.
So negative 9 plus 3 is negative 6. And that's what we need? Thank you. So negative 9 and 3. And then how do I write my...
8 plus 3, 8 plus 9.
Okay, thank you.
You gotta solve.
And set it equal to what?
0.
0. And now what do I do?
You put it in C.
I've already done that.
Oh.
You gotta be like x minus 3 equals y. Well, x is
And you just solve.
Alright, solve them. Look at you go.
So, advertising about brightness right too.
Can you wait? You can.
$5 for my brightness to go down.
Alright, so you can wait. Life is tough. before my brackets go down. Alright, what are my solutions? What are my solutions? Negative 3 and 9. Because you have to subtract 3 from both sides. It's x plus 3, so what's the opposite of plus? Yep. Oh. Hey, is it raining? So then you should take your hood off? Yeah. Gracias. Eat a cheeseburger.
No, he doesn't.
Do you eat cheeseburgers? Why don't y'all eat cheeseburgers? I don't eat cheeseburgers either, so. Alright, I want you to try this one without me. X squared minus 18x equals negative 32. And when you're ready for me to check it, raise your hand and I will come check your paper. Alright, so we added 32, correct?
Yes.
And we got x squared minus 18x plus 32 equals 0. Okay? And then we put 32 up here. 1x and 1x are 1, and negative 18 here. Then we need two numbers that multiply to give us 32. And we know it's not these two because these add to give us what? We don't need that. Elias. Put it on my desk. Alright, and then I write it as x minus 2, x minus 16. What? I don't know why you're saying it to me again like I'm going to know what you're saying. I still don't know why you're saying That's 5 push-ups.
For me or for me?
For you.
Why?
Just I got 2 and 16. Are we ready to shake things up? Or do we need another one? You're tired of this? Are you ready to move forward? Okay. You got this? Alright, so what if I give you 4x? Okay. I will pick that for the next one. Oh, you can't see the problem. Super sorry.
Oh, smell.
It's over with. Why? Well, it's already in the correct form, right? It's already with it equal to 0. And we still... Can you get off the floor now? Mister. Yes, 4x squared plus 17x plus 15.
Okay, so for where the x is, you know how we use the sub in 1, that'd be 4, right?
It will be 4 this time. Alright, and can you remember what we do to get the top number? Yes, multiply 4 and 15, take a point. And 4 times 15 is? 60. Good, take a point.
I swear on everything, all I do is.
Well, 1, you should know your multiplication tables, but 2, good, I'm proud of you.
You said
Alright, and what goes in the bottom?
17.
Alright, now, we need to find two numbers that multiply to give us 60. Alright, does that add to give us 17? So that doesn't work? Does that add to give us 17? 15 and 3?
15 and
I know what 15 is, but that doesn't...
found it. 5 and 12. -3.
Piensa por 4.
No, 23.
No, because we don't need negative. We don't need negatives, guys. We can't have negatives. But Damien said it. What is it? 5 and 12.
Only,
Because 5 plus 12 is, and 5 times 12 is. Dun, 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 dun. Now, there was a special trick that we had to do once we got to this point. We divide. We got to reduce it. Is that what you were going to say, Sarah? Good. I'm proud. All right. Can we reduce the left? No. Can we reduce the right? What goes into both 4 and 12?
3. 4.
4. What is 4 divided by 4?
1.
What is 12 divided by 4?
3.
All right. So I write my parentheses as 4x plus 5 times x plus 3 equals 0. And what do I do now?
12 x
Hey,
plus 5
what's this?
and x plus 3.
All right. Find the solutions. Matt, we're going to wait a minute. Okay. We're not screaming it out. We're going to wait a minute.
I want you to
What is this number? Okay. I just didn't read it. Good. Very good. Are they both negative? I get to you.
También quiero.
¿Así también, Luis?
No.
¿Así?
What is this number? No.
¿Cómo
You
dividir?
subtract 5 here and then divide by 4.
¿Cómo?
¿Cómo?
No.
Because he has it's 4x. So menos 5.
Cuatro.
¿Sí? 4x equals. Yeah. Sí. Yeah. Did partner?
Yeah.
De nada. What? Divided by 4, not 4 divided by 5.
Second time?
Yes.
Second. Oh. I'm an baby.
Yes.
Why, if 4 comes before 5? In, you know?
In like numerical order?
No, I'm talking about just on the, yeah.
I'm going to show you. Right? And now what are you dividing by? And x equals? Negative 3. Take a point.
I don't know.
Pardon? There's no limit.
Wait, it's not. Yo sí.
I picked up on that from you singing.
Yo sé que suena hot.
Alright.
I told you the hardest one you find.
Negative 2x squared plus 13x equals 15. I'm moving it.
Tranquilo, Juan.
Gracias, Jorge. Ooh. Interesting. Asbury. Yes. Go out, and then out those doors to the right. Good luck. May the force be with you. All right. What do I need to do first?
Negative 2 times 3.
Menos 15.
Menos 15. And that gives me negative 2x squared plus 13x minus 15 equals 0.
Oh, you do star method.
And yes, and then I do the star method.
It's going to be.
30.
I'm way. ¿Por qué 30?
Porque negativo 2 por negativo 15 igual a 30.
See? What goes in the top left and right?
Negativo 2.
Negativo 2.
18 and 3.
How did you get that, Tater Tot? I want you to tell me.
Hold up. I thought it was 2. Okay.
What's 2 plus 15?
Okay. Oh, 17. Okay. But you can subtract.
But we're not because they're both positive, right?
You right. So what is it?
All right, now what do we do to our parentheses?
Dividir.
Okay, the left or the right?
The left.
The left. And what goes into both 2 and 10?
2.
All right, what's 2 divided by 2?
1.
What's 10 divided by 2?
5.
No negativo.
Breathe. I'm going to make my 5 negative and not my 2. And the reason is because when we multiply, we have to get negative 2 as our front number. And if I write it, what did I do with my paper? I cleaned up and I lost everything. And if I have negative x in one parentheses and negative 2x in the other parentheses, when I multiply these, what is this going to become? Positive. But I need a, so I'm going to make this positive and this negative. And that's okay. We can do that. It would be negative 2x plus 3. And x minus 5 equals 0. All right, separate them, solve it, tell me what my solutions are. Did you ask me to come check it? Okay. I wasn't really listening to you. I was answering Coach Hammer. Super sorry. Great job. Wait. Is 3 divided by 2? Is 3 divided by 2? Not 2 divided by 3.
Oh.
And put an equal sign.
I
I don't either.
Oh, yeah.
Nice.
Oh,
Neat. Look at you go. Maestro. Nope. Tres seguidos. Look at you go.
Tranquila, mire.
Yes, but they're both positive because you add them. Yeah. You okay over here? Yeah. I'm still on. Okay. How you doing?
No más pasa quitar el calor.
No, no te quites los zapatos, no hay.
Are you still working? Okay.
Ando casi sin el
¿Eso no fue así? ¿Eso?
Yes. See? Very good. Just checking.
Is it right?
Yes, awesome. Okay, so I'm pretty sure we got 1.5 and 5, correct? Uno más. Dos más and then no tarea.
Dos más, Luis, ya nos vamos.
Uno más.
Dos más and then no homework. Okay? We have 12 minutes.
What?
Mira, que todos pongan los dos problemas.
¿Qué güey?
Dile que ponga los dos problemas.
No, ya no voy.
What are you yelling at me, Jorge?
Ponga los dos problemas.
Something, two problems.
Así, da lo mismo.
Okay, just keep yelling at me with your
Okay.
face muttered.
Okay.
Why don't we take books home?
Do you really want to take a book home and carry it around? And don't we have everything we need in here? So this is like a book in itself? That's why. I just use these to get our problems out of because I forgot to write them down because I'm a dummy. You're going to do this one entirely without me. Yes. No whining.
Mira, jefe.
Efe? Oh, gracias. I'm sorry for not being perfect.
Don't worry about it.
Negative 3x squared. Because you got to get positive 5. And 3 and 2, but one of them has to be negative because you got to get negative 6.
Ay, mi Dios. Ya no pasa nada.
Ah! I don't know what's happening.
Are you going to get this?
Yes. So if you want to leave it as a fraction, you can. Did you reduce this to 1/2? See? And you're going to make this negative. So then it's x minus 2 and negative 3x minus 1 equals 0. And again, remember, we make the bottom negative because we need the top to be positive so that when we multiply, we get negative 3. Miss,
In my house.
what's in your house?
This.
Oh,
Lo voy a hacer.
okay. Miss,
One.
I know.
No, al otro lado.
Aquí?
Arriba.
Arriba?
Yes.
No, we just said that. Then we changed this to negative because we need this to be positive, right? Because when we multiply these, we need a negative 3. So what is positive 1 times negative 3?
Mira, la otra.
No. Positivo 1 times negativo 3 is negativo 3.
Mira, ya nos vamos.
What?
Ya nos vamos.
Ya nos vamos. Something, let's go.
Uh-huh.
Where are we going?
A comer, Miss.
We can't go to lunch yet.
Mucha hungry.
Yo también. One more after this. You want me to go and give it to you?
Miss, no.
Sí,
Uno más and then no tarea.
sí, sí.
Okay. Sí.
Sí, por favor, señor locutor.
Okay, the Salisbury.
Yes.
This one is G, not F.
Correct. Did I write it right?
Yep.
Okay. Thank you, Will. I appreciate that. All right. 3x squared. I've been around y'all too long. Minus 26x plus 16 equals 0.
That's in the original form.
It is. It is in the correct form. Look at us go.